who's also my husband.
Yes.
And just to say that music is a way to connect all of us, so I hope all of us feel the love, feel the light, and walk away doing something good for someone else. Enjoy.
Welcome everybody to the Shoreline Jewish Festival, and I would like to amplify what we just heard from our host. The Yaffis have been doing an incredible job creating this wonderful venue for all of us to enjoy, and we are honored to be part of it. So everybody knows that when they hear klezmer music, it makes them want to move and shake. That's right. But why is that? If someone asks you, what is it about this music that's so great? Well, I don't know. I just like it. But anyway, we thought we'd take the opportunity, since everybody is comfortably seated and you're out in the sun, to give you a peek under the hood. We've patented this peek under the hood. We're the only group that does this. We're going to actually show you what makes the klezmer music sound like klezmer music, and in the process we're going to introduce the band. Zevi, that's Ben. No, oh no, sorry, that's an old, okay. Anyway.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Aaron and I play the drums. Now, as you know, we're playing klezmer music. Klezmer is the instrumental music of the Jewish people from Eastern Europe. And the musicians who play klezmer are called klezmorim. Now, the klezmorim, when they play, a lot of the music for simchas are dance music. So the drums keep the beat for dancing. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite beats. This is called freylach. Can you say freylach? Freylach! And if you clap along, it's got a little clave type rhythm. It sounds like this. Long, short, long, short, long. Long, short, long, short, long. Long, short, long, short, long.
All right, now you're clapping like a maven. That's right. How about it for Aaron and the freylach?
Well, good afternoon. My name is Brian Glassman, and I play this very large fiddle-shaped instrument. And it has a lot of names. People make jokes about it, but you
Doghouse.
they call it a doghouse. They call it a bull fiddle. They call it, what else? An upright bass, a string bass, an acoustic bass.
It's like a kayak.
It's really a double bass fiddle or a bass viol. You can just remember bass. And the bass is so big because it plays the lowest notes in any band or orchestra or in a klezmer band. And in a klezmer band, the bass player is a very important job. I have to play along with that freylach rhythm that Aaron just showed you. But I don't play that long, short, long rhythmic pattern. I play a different one, a simple 1-2 pattern most of the time. And when you put those two different rhythmic patterns together, it forms what's called syncopation.
Syncopation.
And it's that syncopated rhythm that makes people want to get up and dance to klezmer music, right? Makes your feet want to move. So let's listen for that and the syncopation as we put the bass together with the drums. Here we go.
All right, some syncopating right here in Guilford, Connecticut. All right, how about for Brian? Yeah. So we want to try a little syncopating right here. What we're going to do is we're going to divide the whole up into two, right down the middle. Aleph, bass. Aleph, bass. Group Aleph. I want all you guys to clap that freylach rhythm with Aaron. Remember? Long, short, long, short, long. Long, short. Come on, group Aleph. Long, short, long, short, long. Keep it going, keep it going. All right, group bass. You're going to play that 1-2 rhythm with the bass. With the bass. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Long, short, long, short, long, long. Try it by yourselves. All right. Don't quit your day jobs yet, but sounds pretty good. Makes me want to dance. All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Zev, and I play this instrument, this great instrument over here. It's a lot of fun to play, the accordion. Get to fill in the gaps in between those two great instruments, the drums and the bass. And I get to do a little melody. Get to play some low notes too, and some chords. Get to accompany the rest of the band. And then when things get a little exciting, we do what's called the bellow shake. Gets everybody all shook up. And that's it for the accordion.
My name is Ben. I'm playing the trumpet. My job, let me think about my job. My job is to play the melody, but a little bit less than the clarinet, so to play some more harmonies, some more fills, and kind of try to negotiate some territory between everybody else, and hopefully not make anybody too angry by stepping on their toes. So I can play a melody. That's all you're getting right now. Or I can play some rhythm.
Hey Ben, can you make any cool horse sounds? Yeah, they're up! All right, Ben Holmes, Ben Holmes. All right, my name is Greg, and as the clarinet player, I get to play the melody. That's basically my job all the time. I play high, I play low, and I dance up and down the scale. Decorate the melody with all kinds of trills and shakes, and they can even laugh and cry. The freylach rhythm, the drums, the 1-2 punch of the bass fiddle, the bellows shaking accordion, the powerful trumpet, and the laughing clarinet. We're going to put it all together. We're going to play an old wedding dance, and the name of this wedding dance is Wedding Dance. Thanks. Hey. All right. Wow, this is so much fun to play this music, and I think it's perfect for a sunny day like this. Absolutely. If you can't be at a wedding, might as well have a stroll in the park on a Sunday afternoon with klezmer music. So speaking of weddings, at one point in this country, if you went to a Jewish wedding, they wouldn't be playing the Macarena. They wouldn't play the electric slide. There was no stick. This is what people would dance to at a Jewish wedding. And I remember one time I was with Aaron, and we were doing a concert tour in Europe, and we were playing at the Berlin Opera House. And we were playing with like a Jewish jazz group, but on the bill were some old-time klezmerim, the Epstein brothers, and with Pete Sokolow. And they're there. And these guys, for decades, played great music at Jewish weddings. So here they are, and the opera house is filled, and the people there in Berlin were there wearing tuxedos to listen to the music, and they couldn't get over it. They used to say, 2 cents! That's what they would give you to play this music. Anyway, it's funny how it's come full circle, and now, you know, klezmer's all over the world again. But we want to pay homage to really the birthplace of klezmer music, especially in this country, which was at a simcha, at a celebration, at a wedding, at a bar mitzvah, at a haknasa, sefer Torah, all the things that we celebrate, this music was an integral part. So we're going to walk you through how a wedding would work, even going back to the old country, before, you know, you couldn't download the invitation on Facebook, or, you know, you wouldn't get it even in the mail. They would actually have the musicians on horse-drawn carriages playing in the afternoon, and people going through the shtetls, and they'd see the klezmorim playing and they'd say, klezmorim is going to be a chasana tonight. So they get dressed and they go to the wedding hall because they were going to eat really well. Anyway, we're going to do a musical tour through an old shtetl wedding, and we'll start off with a chassidl. This one we like. This is something that I first learned from the great Pete Sokolow, and this is called Atazoy. So this has got a part for you. So just stay tuned, and we'll let you know what your part is, but we could use it. Like this. Atazoy, Kitazoy. It's good that way. Let's try it again. Atazoy, Kitazoy. Zoy, that's the way we do it. That's the way we roll in Guilford. Yittazor. So here we are, we're at the wedding hall. Ah, take a breath. Ah, Flunken. Kishka. Gribbinets. Heartburn. So, before the ceremony would start, we would have a bedecken, right? And but even before the bedecken, the veiling of the bride, the bride would sit for a while. They still do this today at weddings in Brooklyn or Muncie, in Israel. And the kala would sit, but they make a grand entrance. They come in and then they sit down. There's special music. Well, in the old country, they would do a special song, a special background music to try to bring out the emotion in the kala. They call it the kala bezetz. And it was usually a very, very emotional piece, often a doyna, originally a Romanian shepherd's melody. And oftentimes the bride would start to cry when she heard the doyna. What's that? Make him cry. Make him cry. Wait till they get the bill. thank you. Wow, that's so much fun. But it's hard to see everybody sitting still. Remind me of that opera house in Berlin. So, most of the time, the klezmer were playing and people were dancing. Okay. But you got to eat too, right? So while the guests would be eating, the klezmer had a chance to play some music that would feature their virtuosity. And over the years, a few great soloists stood out. And luckily we have recordings of them. We're gonna pay tribute to just 3 of them, although there are countless others. And we heard stories from people who were supposedly better than everybody, but never had a chance to go into a recording studio, or maybe was never interested. But anyway, we're going to start off by paying tribute to one of the great klezmer clarinetists of all time, the great Naftali Brandwein, with a piece that he wrote, we recorded on our first CD called Party Music. What's a CD? People use them as coasters these days, but if anybody is old school, we might have a few copies left. If not that one, then certainly Life of the Party. Anyway, we'll start off with Jeheser Tata Tanz. All right, yeah, we love playing that tune. Sometimes we play it a little faster, sometimes a little slower. It's always great. Naftali was I never had a chance to meet him, but I did get to speak to people who knew him and worked with him and were big fans, and also commented on the colorful nature of his personality. But maybe the exact opposite in terms of professional persona, but no less a master of the music, was the refined and very accomplished clarinetist Dave Terrace. We're going to play tribute to Dave Terrace by playing one of his pieces. David spielt noch einmal. In F, that's right. All right. Anybody get hurt? Oh, okay. All right, moving right along. Okay. So the last of these, the three great klezmer artists we want to pay tribute to in this portion of our set is maybe a little less known to the general public, but among musicians, well, you see front and center, a man named Sam Musiker. And he had a musical family, as you can imagine. His brother played, his grandson, nephew. Lee, is that Sam's nephew or great nephew? Nephew, yeah, a lot of great musicians in the Musiker family, surprise, surprise. And this is a more seasoned type of klezmer, picked up a lot of the sounds of the big band era as well. Sam Musiker played saxophone in addition to playing klezmer clarinet. He played jazz saxophone, he played in the big bands, and some of the music has some of those nice harmonic touches. So this is one of our favorites. We recorded this on our first record, Party Music, and it's called Uncle Max. Thank you for the floor show. That is the proper response to this music. Keep up the good work. So, right now we'd like to feature our own four-string denizen of the deep, because he plays the low notes. And we're going to invite Brian Glassman to step out front right now and give us a taste of the bass fiddle as a solo klezmer presentation. He's going to play the melody, and we will back him up as best we can. Take it away, Brian. So if you ask two people who play klezmer music about the origins of the music, you'll get at least three different answers. Some people like to say that it was the klezmer music is adapted from every place that Jews wandered around to and played. They pick up a little here, a little bit over here. But if you ask some other people, they say no. Klezmer music really is the instrumental version of Jewish vocal music. Chassidish vocal music. You ever spend time with Chassidim? If you ever go and join Rabbi Yafi on a Shabbos in his place, and you'll hear Chassidish singing, and it's joyful, everybody's singing, having a good time and dancing. Well, according to some, and I kind of get on board with this opinion over here, that this is really where this music comes from. And a lot of the great Hasidic songs, that some of them even composed by the leaders, the grand rabbis, the rebbes of the various Hasidic movements are played today as instrumental music. And some of the most refined and beautiful melodies came from the tradition of the Mudgezer folks. And a lot of really nice songs, and they're sophisticated. It sounds like that whoever wrote them, whoever came up with them, really knew music very, very well. And they have a lot of different sections. This one has 4 different sections. And we're also going to sing as well. And we call it Bim Bum Bim. Bim Bum Bim, because if you could say Bim Bum Bim, you know all the words. Right? A lot of these songs, we call them nigunim. Why do they have no words? Well, if a song has words, you run out of words, that's the end of the song. But if there's no words, and if the only words are bim bum, then the song could go on all night. You got the mashka, you got the herring and the kugel, we got the music. June Taylor dancers.
Yes.
So although klezmer might not have taken so much from American popular culture, it certainly gave a lot, because a lot of the musicians who played in the big bands in the 30s and 40s got their starts playing at Jewish weddings. And in fact, there was a really great hit recorded by a lot of wonderful singers called "And the Angels Sing." Big hit for Benny Goodman, among others. And the Angels Sing actually got its start in the Jewish wedding halls as a bulgar called the stiller bulgar, the quiet one. So we're not going to play this one too loud, but we are going to play a beautiful version as best we can of Distiller Bulgar later, and the Angels Sing. Yes, hi. Davka, we're playing right now. No. Oh, you mean the song called Davka? Sorry. Stump the band. Win a burger. We don't take the press, but we